What up, Wichita? Welcome to another edition of the Wichita Dinner Table. Tonight is Wednesday, February 12th. I'm your host, Eddie, and back for another episode are DJ Carbon.
What's going on, ICT?
We got Annette Lawless.
How are we doing, guys?
We got Troy Trussell.
What's up, Wichita?
And we have the Kansas Gastronomist.
Hey.
We need like one of those, we need a sound for TKG that goes like wah, wah, wah.
What in the
Like the
Eeyore
Price is
is
Right?
happening,
Yeah.
man?
I like it. There we go.
Perfect timing. This week's swag is a Wichita by EB hat. I've decided to see what kind of hats I can have made, and maybe one day I'll have a merch store. I don't know. People have been asking me about it for the last like 5-10 years. One day I'll pull the trigger. But for now, I just want to see what it looks like. All right. Moving on. This past week, it was a very busy weekend. Super Bowl weekend. I'm sorry if your team... I'm not really actually sorry if your team lost. I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I've been dealing in misery for almost 30 years. But,
So your team lost too. Okay.
yes. I mean, I was torn. Either the Chiefs or the Eagles, who I'm not big fans of. But Super Bowl weekend.
Same.
Lots of not holiday parties, lots of Super Bowl parties. I know, like, for me, we had one recently, and we had some local flair. We ordered wings from Nelson's Kitchen. I think probably top 5 wings in Wichita. And then I checked out a new barbecue spot. This is like a home-based barbecue group that has a food truck that's probably going to roll out this summer. It's Beamer and Freeman Craft Barbecue. We had some brisket, some ribs. It was excellent. The feedback I got from everyone was awesome. I know. TKG, have you tried it before? I know,
I haven't. I've been talking to you about it because Fert the Foodies reviewed it several times, and they make their own sausage, which is pretty cool. So it's on my list.
One of them was super spicy one.
Yeah,
he was talking about. It looks
habanero
good.
one. Troy, that might be up your alley. I know you're into spicy things.
Love the spicy.
I was going to order it, but he goes, "This is probably the hottest sausage you'll find." And just with the party I was going to, I was like, not the right crowd, especially with kids. I don't want the kids accidentally bite one, and then it just ruins the whole day for everyone. Yeah. But Super Bowl party.
Check that out.
I know TKG, you had quite a bit of local flair at your Super Bowl party that you attended.
Yeah, we had some brisket provided by Yoder Meats. We had some drinks from White Crow Cider, based out of Wichita, and then Meadowlark Farms, based out of Rose Hill. And then we also had some barbecue sauce for the brisket and the ribs from Pig In Pig Out, which that hot sauce from Pig In Pig Out is excellent. So good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Troy, I'm looking at some feedback from the weekend, and I don't know if you ate as good as we did. You had another stop by QT again?
Yeah, I didn't eat as good as y'all. I had some sick kids and stuff this weekend. My wife was sick, but I stopped by QT. They got a new roller grill item. I love it. It's the Lottē taquito.
No way.
Yeah, so pretty good for a roller grill item. It's a little dry, but I just douse it in their hot sauce that they got, and it's fantastic.
Man.
So always up for
roller
trying
grill
new.
was my life in my 20s, early 20s. I just lived by it. Yeah.
Same.
So good.
Eddie, we can't miss that I ran into DJ Carbon at Cirque du Soleil, the OVA performance at Intrust Bank Arena, which was excellent.
How was
scary.
that? How was that show?
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely. So it was a little bit from what I heard, the last one at Interest was a little bit bigger. It was more intimate, but this show was. It's my first time. So I'd seen a Cirque show, 15 years ago. I can barely remember it. This was absolutely amazing, though.
I went last year and I went this year, and I thought this year was. I enjoyed it more. I don't know that it was better. I mean, they're always great. It is definitely like I had sweaty palms. I mean, because it's some dangerous stuff they do.
Knees were weak.
What's that?
Were your knees weak too?
My knees were weak.
Mom spaghetti.
long spaghetti. Yeah, I love Eminem.
No,
But no, it
no.
was great. It really was.
No,
It was worth checking out for sure.
My wife jumped multiple times. Literally the acts. I mean, I could run through each one of them, but they were just. I mean, there was a woman that balanced her entire body weight on her mouth on a pole.
Oh my
The
gosh.
pole, she set the roof of her mouth on it or bit into it. I couldn't quite tell. And then her entire body weight was held on that little stick. That I'm like,
How do you even train for that?
I don't know. And then they had the wall jump. Have you guys ever gone down the rabbit hole and seen the wall jumper, the trampoline wall stuff, where they
I've
like
seen
land
some
in the
of that on
box?
TikTok.
Yeah. Like I got. So apparently, Circus Olay 15 years ago, they developed that entire art form, and now it's become its own
wow.
sport and everything. But it was originally developed by Circus Olay as a part of the show.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so the Circus Olay created what is now like has its own sports league of the Wall Tramp Jump League, or what I don't know what eventually it's called, but that started as a Circus Olay creation to be a part of their show. I'm like, that's amazing.
That's cool.
I had tickets to Cirque du Soleil, and my daughter was one of the, I feel like, millions of kids that got sick at school.
Yep.
Yeah, she was sick all week, and her last day of being sick was Friday, so it forced us to miss the show. I mean, I've been out of town most of the week, so that was like the first day I got to see my daughter, and I was like, I should probably just stay home with the kiddo. She got better on Friday, but the next day, the next day she was better, so we went to AMC Theaters. She wanted to go see Dogman. Never heard of Dogman in my life.
Oh, my
And-
kids
What?
read all the
Never-
books.
Never heard of
Oh my
it, but
gosh.
Oh, yeah.
I guess her librarian was talking about it, and she said there's a movie. She's like, Daddy, can we go see this? And I'm like, you don't want to go see like Moana 2 or anything else that's in the theater? She's like, no, I want to see Dogman. So family all went, and the first. Do you guys know the origin of Dogman?
I don't know what Dogman is.
Yeah,
Look
didn't
it
it come from Captain Underpants?
I have no idea, but it was a
I watched
a
the
thing.
trailer.
yeah.
I
It
watched the
is a
trailer.
cop and a dog. There's like a pair, a little duo, and I don't know if it got like there was like a bomb that exploded. They're trying to save the world or the city, and the dog and cop exploded, and they tried to save their lives. So they cut the head of the dog off, attached it to the cop, and formed Dogman. And that was like the first 5 minutes of the movie. I'm like, this is very dark and grim.
Very American Horror Story. Good Lord.
And I'm like, I look at my daughter. I'm like, you want to watch this stuff? And it was, like, I think I mentioned it online. A lot of kids movies. Like, oh, we got a Dogman fan in the house. A lot of kids movies. There's like all the adult jokes in there that you get half the time that makes it, pretty funny. But there's no redeeming quality of Dogman. The jokes just missed for me. I think Megan fell asleep for about 5-10 minutes during the movie.
Oh no.
I would put that picture on here, but I get kicked out of the house. But I mean,
Gosh.
my daughter enjoyed it for about an hour, and then she turns over. She's like, "Can we go home now?" And I'm like, "No, we got 30 minutes left for this tragedy." But AMC,
Oh,
AMC
man.
theaters
Oh,
is
no.
very nice. I gotta give them the
Yeah.
reclining seats. It's probably my favorite theater I've been to. I don't go to movies often anymore, but it was well kept.
Has anyone make it down to Boulevard in Old
I have
Town since
not.
they reopened?
I
No.
haven't
yet,
seen
too.
it yet.
I need
Me
to.
too.
No movie has drawn me to the theater recently, but I'm gonna have to make it a point. That was always my favorite spot. So
I do-
Dogman is not on your list.
Yeah, don't see
So-
Dogman. But I remember when Boulevard first opened, they were going through like a soft opening, so everything was not ready and prepared at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's been about a month or two now, so it might be
That'd
time.
be okay. Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
but those Dogman books, if you have especially I feel like if you have boys, I mean, Troy probably has like the whole collection. We have
we
I mean,
do.
stacks and stacks and stacks
Yeah.
of those books. It's frustrating sometimes because there's like a couple we don't have, and I'm like, I don't know where to find them except for online, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's all good. Inspire the readers.
You should check out Pal's Books. I was in Portland last week, and I stopped by Pal's City of Books. It is the largest bookstore in the world,
Wow.
and you can buy all the inventory online as well. So I bet you can find it
Cool.
there. All right. Anything we missed? Anything pretty cool over the weekend that I missed? I know.
I mean, we did Circus Soleil. We did stop by Sully and Jude's beforehand, which is
Okay.
always great. Great That's got to be the best pre-show, right across the street from
Yeah.
Intrust. And then afterwards, so I also, in addition to TKG, I also ran in. Me and for foodie linked up. Me, him, and his wife and my wife all had dinner there, and then we went over to Grow, where she's operating the bar, and showed us off some of the new cocktails that are be coming out. Always a really cool spot. They had a huge adult coloring book night that was going on, so everyone was coloring. The cocktails were going on. Great time.
Yeah, I think Grow is going to release their new cocktail menu here on mid-March, I believe.
Yeah, early March.
Early
Yep.
March, March 3rd or 4th, something like that.
I think March 4th.
March 4th.
It's from 7 to 9, I think. They're having a little get together.
All right. Moving on to upcoming events, speaking of which. The Book of Mormon. I guess it's a big show I haven't heard much about, but Carbon is telling me this is a show that was created by, is it Trey Stone?
The creators of South Park wrote this musical.
Yeah.
That's February 14th through the 16th. And then also on February 14th and the 15th is the Winterfest Bluegrass Festival at Wichita Marriott. There's going to be a lot of bluegrass artists playing there all weekend long, so check that out. Also, for the families, the Cardin International Circus Spectacular is back at Park City Arena on February 14th through the 16th. At the Wichita Sports Forum on February 15th is Wichita Flea Market. Got to do a quick pause. Got to do a round of applause because on Valentine's Day, it is DJ Carbon's birthday.
Hey,
all right.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it anything monumental? Is it a
So yeah, I mean, as a DJ, so there's two birthdays we celebrate very heavily. It's the two speeds that a record spins at. It's 33 and a third and 45. So this year is my 45th birthday. So
Hey, you did it.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
45, huh?
yes, indeed.
You have to let me know how that goes because I'll be that age in a couple months. Just a couple months older than me.
I turned 46 last week, so
Oh, happy
Got a year
belated,
on you.
Troy.
Yeah, that's right. Happy
all
birthday to
good.
you too.
All good. Thank
Do we
you.
miss any other birthdays? TKG. Is your birthday too?
I
Yeah,
thought 46 was a great year for me, Troy. So, you know,
What's it like being 80? TKG.
Oh my gosh.
if
Troy, I love though your office, like the decorations that one of your what your customers, one of your,
Oh,
your
yeah.
clients,
One
I
of-
guess you should say clients.
Yeah, one of my clients has a key because she comes in and does podcasting here,
Yeah.
and she lined the hallway with streamers
That was
and
awesome. I
had
did see
"Happy Birthday, Troy"
Super cute.
behind my desk and everything. It was fun.
That's awesome.
I love a good local podcast. Is it a local podcast, Troy?
It is. It's a local podcast. It's called "Calling All Sassholes,"
I love
Nice.
it.
and she
Writing
talks
that
about
down.
she talks about pop culture, and she interviews a lot of local wrestlers from Heartland Wrestling.
Oh,
So
HCW or
she's-
whatever.
Yeah, she's really big in that community. So a lot of wrestlers have been in this room right here. So
Nice.
yeah, pretty fun.
Okay. On February 15th, it is the Bleeding Hearts Festival. Here, mend your broken hearts and celebrate love at Bleeding Hearts Festival, an alternative oddities market unlike any other. That's at the Hughes Metropolitan Complex over at Wichita State at 5015 East 29th Street. That's the corner of 29th and Woodlawn. Is that right? Or Oliver? I can't even remember now.
Oliver.
Oliver.
It's
29th and
Oliver.
Oliver. Okay. And then also this weekend, it's Valentine's Day weekend. So there's going to be a lot of events take place around town. If you haven't yet, if you're going out to eat, make your reservations now. It's going to be a busy, busy weekend. I mean, there's some great date night spots. You're talking about George's French Bistro. You have Lottē. The doorbell just went off. Oh, let's see who it is. I want to welcome our next guest to the dinner table. This person spent a lot of times at many dinner tables all over the city. I mean, he's even been around this country, serving around and cooking. He is Josh Rathbun, the owner of Lottē.
I thought it was
Hello,
TKG's
hello.
And TKG's cat, our other guest. So for those that don't know, Lottē is a restaurant that opened up in 2023. They're located at 320 South Market Street. It's over on the ground floor of the Fidelity Bank Rise Car Park. Josh, for those that don't know what Lottē's all about, do you want to give a quick intro? And yourself as well.
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Josh Rathbun, and I'm from Wichita, first of all. So I grew up here in College Hill and got my first years cooking in just some local restaurants, of course. I moved away from Wichita and got a ton of experience, around the world, around the country, and I moved back to Wichita when I started having kids because Wichita is, a wonderful place to raise a family. And I really had that on my mind. And so Lottē is kind of the culmination of many years of experience and waiting for the right opportunity. And we just had this wonderful opportunity with Fidelity, and it's really a dream come true. It's really amazing stuff.
And for those who don't know, Lottē is actually named after your daughter.
That's right, Charlotte. So, little tip of the cap to the little girl who kind of changed everything for us. Special girl in my life, and my wife as well. Like, meeting them and having them in my life really kind of put me on this path to be a professional and to do well and to succeed. So, I got to give it to them.
Do you just have one kid, Josh?
No, I've got two. So I've got a son as well. Yeah.
So, do you need a second restaurant?
Yeah.
We joke about that. We joke about that from time to time, but Andrea is nowhere near ready. She's not interested at all.
Oh, shoot.
Maybe one day. It's a lot. Like you said, it's a lot to put together, but it's been a really cool ride so far.
So, who has been to Lottē before?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we need to get Annette in there sometime.
Yes, please.
Please.
Absolutely.
Please do.
Yeah.
What kind of food does Lottē serve for those that have never been?
So, we call it elevated comfort food. So, Wichita has its fair share of wonderful steakhouses and seafood restaurants, wonderful things. For us, we wanted to provide stuff that was familiar and fun, but with a bit more culinary expertise applied to it. Something that seemed familiar, but also exciting as well. Yeah, go ahead.
You guys just rolled out a new menu, I think, in the last month.
That's right. And that's something that actually happens quite often. So we change our menu very often, every 6 to 8 weeks, in kind of accordance with the seasons. So, summertime's going to be coming up here soon, and you'll see tomatoes, zucchini, eggplant, those type of things, more grilling, more fresh creations, rather than in the wintertime now where it's braises and richness and sweetness, stuff like that. So, we work with all sorts of local farmers, so we're always getting different things. So the menu kind of has to change too.
That's kind of cool to adapt to the season and
Absolutely.
makes it exciting for your staff too.
It's honestly, it's not just cool, which it totally is cool, but it's natural. It makes sense. It's the way things should be. Modern refrigeration and modern farming techniques really are only the last 50, 75 years of eating like this. It's very normal for people to eat with the seasons, and preserving things, pickling, all these things that are naturally that we've been doing. We've been created over these years out of necessity. So it's for me. It just makes sense.
And this weekend is actually Valentine's Day weekend, so I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people eating out. Actually stopped by Lottē, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. We had a little date night, and we're like, where should we go? So we actually checked out Lottē again. We had the grilled octopus, the oxtail gnocchi, crispy suckling pig, a couple cocktails. I think for those that have never been, Lottē is probably one of my top 3, maybe even 1 or 2 date night restaurants in town.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a high bar.
really cool ambiance.
Thanks.
Being
That's
awesome.
downtown, the cocktails, the food, just
The
service.
chef's counter. You got to check out the chef's counter. That's really where it's at, because we've got this wonderful open kitchen, and the team is just fantastic to watch. They're great guys. They're funny. They like what they do, and they put on a show. They've got swag.
For sure.
So, real quick, I want to change gears. You've done a lot of work with the National Kidney Foundation. I know you've been like a big focal point. You've helped out, done a lot of, you've been at some of their galas before.
That's right.
What's the reasoning behind that, for those that don't know?
So I've got a interesting story. I've got a long and winding path that led me here, and part of that was a kidney transplant that I received 10 years ago. My cousin Brett donated a kidney to me, and for me, that act of kind of giving has created a responsibility to give back, and I've chosen the National Kidney Foundation as my vehicle for that. They reach out, they help with early testing, They do all sorts of kidney awareness events and things. But yeah, so that's my main focus when it comes to the charitable giving and work that I do. It's a little bit of a bummer lately. We've had we canceled our gala this year. We've been doing that for many years. I was the chef chairman. I had some wonderful chefs helping me out. The guys from Fiorito, Los Compadres, the homies all joined in, but we're not really getting the traction we had in years past since COVID. Everything's changed. And so now we're focusing on the Kidney Walk, which is our only other event that we do in Wichita, our big event that we host in Wichita. It's this October.
October 19th at Chicken
That's
and
right.
Pickle.
Yeah, it should be a fun time.
As a member of Team One Kidney, if you guys need a hand, give me a shout.
No way. One
Yes.
kidney?
Yep.
Tell me about, that's wild.
Yep, I had cancer 6 years ago. It started off a little small, grew a whole lot. They were going to cut a little part off, but then remove my whole kidney. I'm now 6 years free and clear. So yeah,
Dude, I've got three. I've got three kidneys. I wish I could give you one.
So, Josh, going back to Lottē, what's been your experience owning a restaurant? Then this is your first foray into branching out into your own space, because in the past you've been at other restaurants around town, around the country, around the world. This is the first Josh Rathbun restaurant.
It's been quite the ride. It's been amazing, and I've loved every second of it. Honestly, part of it was understanding my role and understanding how to be a good and better leader. I've got a wonderful, wonderful team, and they've made the whole thing easy as possibly could be. I really give it all the props to them. I've got a wonderful chef de cuisine, this guy named Zach Thomas. And, what I have with him is a very, very talented chef who, for me, it was hard to put my ego aside and be like, this is my restaurant, Josh Rathbun, the menu has to be everything that I want it to be and my things. But for me, it was very clear to see after a while that this guy is a huge talent, and for me not to unleash that and utilize it as best as I could for the success of the restaurant, I quickly learned that that's the best way to be, and I'm just enjoying it. I really am. Zach's a great talent. Our front of house team is really thriving. So I can't say enough. I just love these guys so much, and I love being there.
We'd be remiss to also not mention Andrea, your wife.
That's right. So Andrea has really provided the foundation for me to get the experience. I couldn't do this without her because of our wonderful two children. She's at home doing all the chores, taking care of the kids, and allowing me to go out in the world and do the things that I do. It wasn't, very long ago where she dropped me off at work in our tiny little car, tiny little baby, and she'd come back and pick me up at 3 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning, after work. And I would only see our little baby, asleep in the morning and asleep at night. And those hard days kind of have paid off now. And it's nice. It's good to finally kind of enjoy.
So Andrea's the baker too. So
That's right.
I've been to a couple farmers market events. I think Ori's. I think Carbon, you were there. TKG, you were there. And Andrea had some macarons.
So Mama's Little Max is her baby, her business. She is about to get that started up this summer for the farmers market. So she's always at the downtown farmers market, and she has wonderful seasonal flavors for her macarons that change every week. Really cool flavor combinations, really fun stuff. She doesn't take it too serious, and has these really silly cereals and and different nuts, and it's great. It's cool, and the macarons are fantastic.
So the kids are gonna be eating well growing up.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
chubby little kids.
All right, Josh. Well, we appreciate you hopping on the dinner table, telling the story of
Yeah.
Lottē for those
Yeah, I appreciate the
that
time.
may have missed. So we're at 320 South Market. Like I said, the ground floor of the Rise Car Park in downtown Wichita. Excellent date night spot. If you haven't made Valentine's Day plans yet, get on, go reserve a table at Lottē. Sit at the, I always call it the chef's table, but it is the
Yeah,
chef's counter.
same.
Okay.
I think we book it as the chef's table on the online.
Okay. Awesome. Well,
Cool.
appreciate
Thanks,
your time
guys.
again, Josh.
Yeah, remember our socials are at Lottē ICT, and you can find us at LottēICT.com.
And that's
Thanks.
Lotte.
Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate
All right.
you.
Catch you next
Thanks.
time,
Take
Josh.
care.
See you, Josh.
Bye.
We're back. Things in the community. First off, has anybody ever been to Vita Bella? It's a little coffee shop at Central in Tyler. Yep. Okay. They
been there.
recently rebranded. They changed their name. They are now known as Connect Cafe. That's CONNEKT. It's at 9310 West Central. It's not necessarily new. It's the same owners, same location, just a new name with a new mission. I stopped by.
Right.
I did not see what the new mission was, so I apologize for that. And
Mystery.
winter storms are back in Kansas. So, I mean, this was recorded a little earlier, so by the time it's getting released on Wednesday night,
We'll know what kind of
the
snowpocalypse
world could be
happened.
shut down.
Yeah.
Schools could be canceled. Well, technically, I think a lot of schools have conferences, so your kids may be out already. But
I'm optimistic. There wasn't that much snow.
so your prediction is no snow by the time this releases, TKG?
Shh. Not no snow. I said not that much.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So I
He
was
used
don't
to
know.
be a
I'll go out on a
meteorologist.
whim. Fine. There won't be any snow.
Okay.
I did DJ a school dance this past weekend, and they said, we're definitely going to be off for a day. So I'm going with them. They got the most experience. They said, we'll be closed for a day. Now, they might be closed without snow. Who knows? But they were guessing
Yeah.
that was going to happen.
Because it's going to be pretty cold.
Because of the conferences and stuff we have like in Wichita, I guarantee you there's going to be something. Like I bet Wednesday we're out. So
Yeah.
today.
I saw like
yeah.
up to 10 inches in some places in Kansas.
Yeah.
So.
Man.
Here we go again.
We'll see. And there's the cat. Last thing in the community, there was a big theft over the weekend at Bricks and Minifigs. A couple picked up a
yeah.
Star
saw
Wars
that.
Lego. It was like a Razor set, and these are about $600, brand new. They just picked it up and walked out the store with it and drove off. The license tag that they had on was stolen, and there are reports that they also made nearby stops at Target and Lowe's. So we'll have their pictures online. If you've seen them, contact the cops. I've actually had some people reach out to me asking for more information. I've passed on what was shared with me, but I guess these two are pretty regulars around the local scene with lots of thefts. I mean, long rap sheets. It sucks. It's a shitty situation.
Yeah.
I hate to see especially like locally owned businesses get stolen from, because that's just another hit they have to deal with.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a
All right.
shame. A lot of this has been going on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's not just inventory, whatever they're breaking in through, a door, a window, or whatever, and then they have to amp up their security and insurance and all that crap. So that sucks.
yeah. I think there was another theft maybe a week or two ago over at Pink Elephant.
Yeah.
It is
Pink
a-
Alpha got
yeah,
broken into.
little pink store, little Pokemon store, card games. They have a little restaurant inside too. They do board game events, and someone broke in, and it was like a day there was like a big Pokemon release.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I mean, I know they haven't caught the perpetrators. I saw they shared the images online. Looks kind of similar to Troy, who oddly enough is a Pokemon collector. Probably not Troy though.
It was not me. I do
Oh,
not
really?
break
True.
entering.
Put that voodoo on him,
We
Ricky
need
Bobby.
an alibi. Like, what were you doing that day?
Agreed.
I still haven't got my hands on that new set either. The scalpers are going crazy with this stuff. It's a wild time to collect
Yeah.
Collect
Pokemon
anything.
cards. Yeah.
I mean the Lego sets. Those Lego sets, and I've been slowly getting into Legos. And some sets, once they release them, they'll retire them, and then they'll triple in value.
Yeah,
And-
it's insane.
All right. Moving on to Trussell Truth, sponsored by Trussell Media.
All right, it's national. Well, I don't know if it's national, but it's Hug Day today, February 12th. Okay, it's not to be confused with National Hugging Day, because National Hugging Day was January 21st, but today is National Hug Day. It's also surrounded by yesterday was Promise Day, tomorrow is Kiss Day, and then Friday it's Valentine's Day. So we're just surrounding everyone with hugs, kisses, and Valentine's Day this week.
So we celebrate Gene Simmons tomorrow.
Gene Simmons.
Tomorrow.
Yes, Night in Satan's Service. Kiss Day.
Troy, what is the difference between National Hug Day and National Hugging Day?
So Hug Day, you just hug people, and on Hugging Day, you really hug people. I guess I don't know the difference.
That seems right.
Glad to have that clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is everybody
It's
here?
very technical.
Is everybody here a hugger?
I definitely am.
A
yes.
hugger?
Yes.
Eh,
Yeah, I figured as much.
I would definitely give TKG a big hug right now if we were in the same room.
I think he
Yeah.
needed more of them
You
throughout his
wish.
life. We might not have the same person we have today.
I feel like he needs a hug. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on this week. We've already talked about some, but there's stuff going on at Everly Farms for Valentine's Day. There's an adult splash bash. Have y'all heard of this?
No.
No.
Blast Off Bay is hosting an
Oh.
adults only evening featuring like cocktails and water slides and surfing and hot tubs. Apparently,
Ooh.
so
That
There's
could be
a-
fun.
there's a disco ball at Wichita Brewing Company. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. So if you can find TKG, if you can find a woman, you can have fun on Valentine's Day at some of these events.
Hey, I want to know if anybody on the dinner table knows what president's birthday is today, February 12th, without looking it up.
I know.
Uh-oh. We have an immediate
right.
hand raise.
I think I know too.
I don't know.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
There we go. Now, did you know that because you knew it or because you looked it up?
Well, it might have just come up when I was looking on National Day stuff. It might have come
Okay.
up.
I think I knew that
But,
because coming up is President's Day, and I thought was it his and is Washington just after, and this was in the middle. For some reason, that's what's in my brain. That President's Day was around
I
his
think
birthday.
Washington is the 19th, if I remember right, but I could be
Washington
wrong about that.
is close, and they have lumped them together
As
to
President's
create
Day.
President's
That's what's-
Day.
yeah.
So you celebrate Lincoln and Washington's birthday on the same day. Yeah.
Yep. So I knew it was President's Day. So when you asked what president's birthday, that was my assumption that it was Lincoln.
TKG, since you're not a hug guy, you should check out the movie Trolls.
Uh-huh.
There's a little spot in the middle where it's hug time, where they just stop and give everybody hugs. They say,
Everybody has to
hug
hug.
time.
I've never seen Trolls, but the name seems like something I'd be interested in.
I don't know, because when I shared that I was going to Dogman on Facebook, you said something along the lines of, kids' movies are what's wrong with the world.
I didn't know Trolls was a kids movie, so
It is.
I retract. I retract.
There's
Well,
an old 80s.
There's the 80s
like,
horror
horror
flick.
yeah, called Troll.
And Trolls 2.
Is it Trolls or Troll? I don't know.
Oh, it is
but-
just, might just be Troll. Troll
Yeah.
2, often referred to as the worst movie ever made.
Yes.
There's entire documentaries.
Yeah.
Not
Ah.
the new one, not the new CGI kids
Yeah.
show, but the original horror flick, Troll 2 sequel was, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the kid shit. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The horror movie is Troll in singular, 1986.
Right. That's
The
what I
new
thought.
kids one is Trolls with plural, because there's multiple trolls.
Based on the little troll dolls with the
Yeah.
The hair from
And
the
Yeah.
some of them get eaten, TKG, so you might enjoy that part of the horror part of Trolls.
Okay, so 80s movie is singular.
Yep.
Kid shit is plural. Got it.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's 3 of them. World Tour, Trolls, and Trolls Band Together. Justin Timberlake's in it, so you might enjoy
Yeah,
that.
he is.
Anna Kendrick as well.
And yeah. All right. Moving on. Since we already got one of the sticks out of TKG's crawl with kids movies, We're going to move on to the other part. Stick in TKG's craw. What is it today?
Well, Eddie, it was the Super Bowl this past weekend, as we've already talked about, and Chiefs sort of played in it. So there were watch parties all across Gastroland. And some of you smart folks out there took dishes to the party like wings, pigs in a blanket, homemade guacs and salsas, quesos, chili, what have you. Good food that everybody loves. And then there were the Dougs that arrived with the store-bought veggie trays with ranch. And that's what's in my craw. I'm serious. Stop buying that crap. Nobody likes it. You ever notice that every single Super Bowl watch party where there's a veggie tray that appears, 90% of it sits there when the game is over? You know what happens with the other 10%? It gets put on a plate and thrown away. The vegetables taste like crap and are mushy when they should be crunchy, and the vegetables that should be soft are hard. I'd rather somebody show up empty-handed to my Super Bowl party and hand me a $10 bill than bring one of those nasty-ass store-bought veggie trays. Actually, I'd rather pay somebody $10 to not bring one in the first place. So to all you folks out there in Gastroland next year, do not be a Doug. Don't show up with that dumb-looking plastic container with the pocket thingies full of carrots that are too tough to eat and tomatoes that taste like they're doused in chemical. Just skip it. Back to you, Eddie.
Oh my gosh.
Man, 20-year-old Eddie feels attacked right now.
I
I
want to know
love
where
veggies.
I want
Yeah.
to know
I
where
love
these
veggie tray.
Dougs are getting these crappy vegetable trays, because the ones I've bought in the past, they're pretty good.
Yeah, Hormel, I think, makes a
Yeah.
pretty good one.
Yeah.
I like him.
I saw Carbon over there clapping. You agree,
I'm
right,
here for
Carbon?
this. I'm here for this. Like the number of events I've gone to where I've seen like 5 of those show up. Like this is I've seen it happen. I've seen it. I'm not as anti. I'm okay if there's some veggies out, but I got to agree. The amount of times that I've seen way too many veggie trays show up as the default. I'm not in full disagreement with you.
If you make your own veggie tray, that's a whole different ball game. If you go and you get some tomatoes and you dice them up and you cut up some cucumbers, whatever vegetables you want to make, and it's fresh vegetables, that's a whole different ball game than that plastic container.
The generic quick grab.
Yeah, whole
Yeah,
different ball game.
it would suck at a party if you showed up and if 5 people brought the same thing and it was all vegetable trays. That would be terrible.
I've been to multiple of those events. So.
But yeah,
So, what if it was just one veggie tray, though?
That's well. I'll let him respond.
Is that if that question is directed towards me? It's
Yeah.
not that there's a veggie tray. It's the store-bought plastic container veggie tray.
What if it was
That
one
is the
store-bought
problem.
veggie tray and that was the only?
I wouldn't eat it. In fact, I'd kick the person out.
I'm showing up with one.
Yeah, me too.
I want to do it. And we are going to troll him.
Yeah.
We're going to troll 1986 him. We're doing
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna send probably like 10 veggie trays to his house one day. All right. Online shout outs.
Dang.
I have to apologize. With it being Super Bowl weekend, I forgot to ask everyone the online shout outs. So we're going to leave it at one. We're going to wish DJ Carbon a happy birthday again. And happy belated
Hey.
to Troy.
yay!
Yeah.
And happy 80th to TKG. Annette, you had your birthday. Was it last month?
It was in November.
November.
Oh,
Last
sorry.
month, November, same time. All right.
It's raining.
I know.
I didn't even get any of these things.
Man,
I don't get
Annette
anything.
gets a cloud. Troy didn't even get a
I know.
cloud. He just got the rain.
I just got sideways rain.
All right. What's good in Wichita? It's time for everyone to come with a heartwarming story they've seen. Someone deserves a shout out, something good in the community they've seen. I'll start. Mine's not necessarily a shout out, but just a sign of comfort and best wishes. I think everybody may remember Ava Jones. She was an all-state basketball player out of Nickerson, Kansas. She played at Nickerson High School. She had her big old basketball career was blooming. She had a scholarship to play at the University of Iowa. And then back in 2022, she and her family were struck by a car. Does everybody remember that story by chance? It was in the
Yeah.
news and whatnot. It was really upsetting. She just announced over the weekend that she was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. So, after battling the whole car incident, now she has this. She was pretty positive on Instagram. She's going to fight it. And I think the community's really, rallied around her that first time around
Yeah.
and about to ready to do it again. So, want to
Yeah.
wish Ava the best of luck and TKG.
It's not in Wichita, but a little town called Kiowa. So Bob and Lori, and I didn't get their last name, but they're from Kiowa, and they were on the flight that crashed in DC, flight 5342. The shout out is to a bunch of farmers out there. I don't know if you guys saw in the news, but when family was
Powerful.
returning from DC, family of the couple, going into Kiowa on the highway, there was like 30 different combines that were parked all along the side of the highway, and you can see the photo right there, with their, like, I don't know what you call them, like chutes or whatever out, but just like 30 different farmers saluting the family, and I just thought that was cool. So shout out to them.
Yeah, one of my buddies is from Kiowa and knew the couple, and I don't think anybody has a bad thing to say about them. It seems like they've done awesome things in the community, and it's just very unfortunate. All right, Troy.
Yeah, so I just want to take a moment to give a shout out to our friends over at the Popcorner. They serve up amazing popcorn. I think Eddie, yours is your favorite's the dill pickle.
That's
Am I
right. That's
Yeah, so
right.
they not only pour their hearts into their popcorn making, but they pour it into our community. Whether it's collecting canned goods to feed families or inspiring kids to read, by their summer reading program where they can get free popcorn for reading a certain amount of books. I mean, they always show up in ways that make a difference for the community. So shout out to them. We appreciate you. We're grateful for all you do. And thanks for making Wichita a better place.
Yeah, I've done some work with Kirsten Bender and her father Roger.
Yep.
Awesome people. They really love the community and just want to make Wichita and the surrounding area a better place. Carbon.
So we talked about the Super Bowl briefly. Also, there was I don't know if you want to say controversial, but the halftime show was, there was definitely a large divide around it. A lot of people spoke very loudly and very clearly that I don't like it, and a lot of people said a lot of things. There was a great quote from that was falsely attributed to Walt Whitman in the Ted Lasso show that said, "Be curious, not judgmental." And take that advice about that show. There was a lot of art. There were a lot of statements being made in it. I was a fan of it. I'm a fan of Kendrick. But also, he put a lot of things together in a certain way that was a political statement in a way that, in my opinion, was very well done. I know it's not for everybody, but to have a voice represented on that platform was huge for a lot of people. I personally was a fan of it. Also, we're in an era that we don't have superstars anymore as well, that everybody knows. It's kind of we had a big discussion during the Super Bowl about who else would you get? I don't know. But anyways, I was a big fan of it. And I see a lot of conversation on social media. So I saw a few people that said, I didn't like it. And then immediately after said, oh, okay, I got put on some education, and they were curious about it. So I just applaud those that kind of dug into it and might have seen it for a different level that might not have known about it. And good on you. I give you the thumbs up for digging in and finding out a little bit more about the statements that were being made. And while you may agree or not agree, I appreciate that the platform was utilized. So
I think the thing about Kendrick Lamar, I mean, I've been listening to him for about the last 15, 20 years, I think now. Like from a music side and creative side, I mean, he is a Pulitzer Prize winning artist. And at the Grammys last weekend, I mean, he swept the show. He won, I think, 5 awards. Best
5 awards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
best album, best record, best song. Yeah, you name it, he won it.
Second most Grammys out of every hip hop artist, only behind
Oh,
Jay-Z. He's eclipsed
wow.
everyone else.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah,
All
I'd
right.
never heard of him, honestly. And my kids were singing a couple of his songs, and I thought the whole performance was great. I
Yeah.
thought I didn't see anything
Yeah.
political into it, but I wasn't really diving real deep into it. I was just enjoying the music and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
It's nice to craft a conversation. So I think hopefully people took that home with them,
Absolutely,
so
that's what I'm getting at.
yeah.
Like, agree, disagree.
Yeah.
Let's have some dialogue. So some people just
Yeah.
kind of
And
absolutely.
and like I think a lot of people it might have went over their heads. I only saw part of it. I was so distracted by the game still.
for sure.
But I'm gonna have to rewatch because I'm like, oh man, I think I would really appreciate
Yeah,
seeing it again with a new set of eyes. So that might be something on everyone's list. There you go.
fair enough.
I just want to say it was cool to see Serena dancing during the
Yeah.
show.
Ski
Yeah.
walking,
Yeah.
yes.
That's cool. For me, my shout out this week, the Kansas Highway Patrol. I feel like as a journalist, a lot of people years ago would lean on, reporters and stuff to give them information first. But when we have things like these weather events, but also like big weekends, like Super Bowl weekend, where people might be driving and being impaired, those troopers are, those first set of eyes, the first set of things to protecting people, to make sure roads are safe, but also like just thinking about like how like the tweeting troopers, as we've called them here locally, like Trooper Ben Gardner is an excellent representation of like the Salina community and making sure that people are aware of stuff. And he puts videos and all this information out, and he gets it. And they have what I love within our state is they have people like Trooper Ben. We have Chad Crittenden down here in Wichita, Wellington native, very awesome guy, and lots of others who that's their job of being like a public information officer. But I feel like they do such an excellent job at it. I don't know of other states that do anything quite like it, but it's so cool to see. And they've had like national recognition. You'll see like Trooper Ben, for example, on like, the Today Show, Good Morning America, whatever. So it's just really cool to see that people really respect what they do. But I appreciate it as a journalist because we can't get to, certain parts of Kansas. Like for Wichita, let me bring you into the TV world. Our viewing area is so big. Like Colby is really far out. I mean, we can't drive to Colby so quick for people who are based here in Wichita. So like those troopers are our first set of eyes and ears on stuff. And it's just the internet has helped us so much with disseminating information, and we're just so appreciative of that. So I'm so grateful.
Awesome. Yeah, Trooper Ben, give him a follow on Threads, Twitter, Facebook, anything.
So good.
He is an
Yeah.
awesome follow.
Yep.
We should get him on the show sometime.
He would
That'd
be
be
fun. And I think
that
he'd
would
be
be cool.
down. I think he'd be down for it.
Yeah, because
So
he's out there covering Gastroland and doing big things.
Yep.
yeah.
All
Okay.
around.
All around. All right. Well, Troy, TKG, Annette, Carbon, thank you for hopping on. Carbon, you have a great time this weekend, by the way. Enjoy
We're gonna.
45.
Just not going to re-injure the shoulder. We're going to be all right.
All
There
right.
you go.
No figure skating.
No
No
ice
figure
skating.
No ice skating.
All right. And to those watching at home, we always thank you for hopping on and listening, grabbing a seat at the dinner table. And with that, you've all been excused from the dinner table. Have a good
Happy
one.
Valentine's Day, y'all.